Hi guys, today Brooklyn is at preschool, Mo and Tegan and I are at home, and we have so much stuff to do. We're getting cows on Sunday, our meat birds are coming next Wednesday or Thursday, and our goats we're picking up the first week of May. It's hot, careful. So right now I'm making breakfast, making some eggs, and Mo and I also need to transplant a lot of plants because they are outgrowing their current living situation. So we're gonna do that today too, hopefully all before Brooklyn gets out of preschool. We'll see, fingers crossed. Right, Mo? Do we have a lot to do today? Do we have a lot to do today? Yeah, we do, huh? Is it fun now? Yeah. It's Tegan's first time trying avocado. I don't think she's a fan. Come here. Let's take a second and talk about hardening off. When I talk about hardening off my plants, I mean that it's a slow process that is completely necessary. This is like the step of raising your seedlings that you do not want to miss, because if you do, you're risking the lives of all these beautiful little plants that you just took so long to start. So trust me, just take the time, put in the work. You're almost there to put these into your garden. So hardening off is a process that takes about a week of, it's kind of like building up your plant's tolerance to the outside conditions. On the inside, all of these grew initially under grow lights, and they had a fan on them, which helped create some resistance against the stems, and it made it so the stems grew stronger. Now, those are still ideal circumstances for a new plant. Taking these plants and putting them outside, they're going to be subject to pests and weather conditions and drought tolerance and all of these different factors that are going to go into how they grow. So when you harden off your plants, it's the process of getting them used to the outside conditions. Hi. Oh, hello. Hi. Yeah, okay. Can you go play? Go play with the hens. What? So even though this is like an extra step of, like, cause they look so good and you think like they're pretty strong little starts. They can hack it in the garden. No, they can't. There's a huge chance that you could lose all of these plants that you just took so long to grow. Even plants that are cold tolerant still need a hardening off period. So like the kales, the Brussels sprouts, the broccoli, the different greens, yes, they're all, even the onions, yes, they're all very cold tolerant, and they can even take a light frost. They still need a hardening off period. So this is what my hardening off period looks like. So I take it's about a week long, and the first day I bring out whatever I'm gonna be hardening off for about a few hours. I keep them out of direct sunlight because they could get something called sun scald, which is essentially a sunburn for your plants. Well, just think of like our bodies. If we were to take our bodies and go outside after being in a beautiful, nice, cozy home for the last ever so long, like what, 6 weeks since I started these, and then just like come outside into like the huge scorching sunshine, and you're gonna get sunburn. If you're anything like my family, you're gonna get sunburn. So yes, hardening off is super important. So the next couple of days that I'm hardening off my plants, remember the first day I just put them outside for a couple hours, bring them back in, they're not in any harsh sunlight. The next day I keep them outside a little bit longer. They might get exposed to partial sun, but they're not going to be in the full scorching sun of, I don't know, these like weird 70-degree days that we've been getting. then the next few days, they're gonna be outside even longer. I might give them some sun exposure, or I usually keep them out here on this table. This table usually gets pretty harsh afternoon sun, but I can put them underneath the table so they get like the heat of it, but they don't get like the scorch of the sun. So I don't have to worry too much about sun scalds. A really important thing too is, since you're gonna be moving your plants around a lot, you still gotta make sure you're watering them and you're making sure that you are feeding your plants. Then the last day, I kind of just leave them outside full day into the night, usually around like I don't know, 8 or 9, depends on when my kids finally go to bed. I come outside and I grab them, but I don't want them to experience a frost within that hardening off period. So you're gonna wanna harden off your plants close to when they can be going outside. So all of these brassicas and onions and things like that, they can be going outside a few weeks before my average last frost day of May 15th. So that's how come I'm hardening these ones off. I'm actually gonna put my onions in the garden today. I hope, if we have enough time, but like they're getting really, look at these, really crazy. They're ready to be out in the garden. I've been hardening these ones off for probably, I don't know, 8 days now. So they're ready. I accidentally forgot the broccoli and kale and the onions outside the other day, and luckily we didn't have a freeze. I think it got down to like 35, 36 degrees. And they did fine. So I'm gonna give this flat a couple more days to harden off before I put those down in the garden as well. I have a lot of work to do in the garden. We have a lot going on this spring, just between like getting new animals and other things that we need to do before things happen. So now that we talked about hardening off, I need to go in and get all the flowers that I started and start separating all of those out and putting them in their own individual, pot, so they can grow better and not have to compete for nutrients and soil and water and whatever for the next few weeks until they can actually be going outside. So let's get to it. Is that fun? Yeah. So the key with planting, like replanting these into bigger pots, is to make sure you get enough of a root system. Like look at that. Some of the plants have gigantic root systems, and if it loses a bunch of roots like this, it doesn't really affect the plant too much because they put out root growth really fast. But this is echinacea. These need a lot of roots. So to get those out, just be super gentle. And you see this? You want a good root system. This one's pretty small, actually, bad example, but you want a good root on the plant in order to transplant it into a bigger pot. The biggest reason you want to put it into a bigger pot is to make sure it has enough room to continue to grow and thrive until you are able to put it outside. So I have a couple of these plants that after I went through and like sorted them all out, I realized that I don't need like 50 Sweet William plants, or like this is Coreopterus. I don't need a bunch of those. But I really hate seeing all of these little seedlings go to waste. Like, doesn't that make you guys sad too? Seeing these like healthy little seedlings, like I don't want to kill them. They're so cute. And I worked really hard for these little things. So I'm going to go ahead and put them into a 6L plug tray, and I'm going to gift them to a friend or my dad or somebody to try to like spread the joy a little bit, you know? So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm just gonna separate all these cute little, this is Sweet William. Just gonna separate all these out and then put them into this. goodness. Snowman in April. Is it good? Oh, oh, there goes his head. Did you stomp on it? You bugger. Oh my gosh. Poor snowman. Hey, oh, there goes his butt. Oh, there goes his belly. Bye, snowman.